Hi, my name is Stacey. I'm from a 12-step program, and I have 3 years and 6 months sober. Um, Today I can be a good sister, a good daughter, and a friend, and I never thought I could be.
Well, thank you so much for coming out and joining us today. We really appreciate you taking the time. So, if you could start off by sharing a bit about your childhood.
Okay, I I actually had a normal childhood, really great. I had great parents. I had two brothers and a sister, and it was good. I can't remember my first drink, but I know it was in like the ninth grade, eighth and ninth grade, because we had a little group of girls that would drink, and we had a friend of one of our friends, her brother, would buy us alcohol and put it in the alley behind the library, behind the shrub. You know, first it started on the weekends and it was fun, and then it started during the week, and then, I'm 20 years later and I'm drinking every day, every morning. I worked third shift, 7:30. We were in the bar still till when we opened the doors. It was daylight, and we had to make it home and get to bed and do it all over again. I had a boyfriend at the time, and he would work till 3 o'clock, and I was not working at the time, and so I would always tell myself I'm going to wait till noon to drink. I'm going to wait till. At first, it started 3 o'clock till he got home. Okay, and then it was the point where, okay, I'll wait till noon. That'll just give me 3 hours. I'll just have a beer or two in those 3 hours, and then it just totally progressed to where I would have like 5 before he even got home from work. And of course, we'd be fighting because why am I drunk at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? And
Right.
and then we wouldn't talk to each other, and then I'd be in bed passed out at 7 o'clock, and he'd be alone, and so it just.
Okay. Kind of that Groundhog Day, that just the same thing over and over again.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, what happened, or what was the catalyst that you decided I want to do something different?
My third OVI. I had left, actually, it was New Year's Eve. I had left the bar. I don't know. I guess it was New Year's Day. That's what I consider my sobriety date. I had left a bar, and I actually hadn't drank out in public for months, And all of a sudden, my friend, one of my drinking friends says, "Come down to the bar. My husband's playing. I'll drive you home." Okay, I thought, okay, I'm going to go. And incidentally, one of the other OVIs, I had 3 OVIs, one of the other OVIs was watching the same band play.
Wow.
So maybe that was a red flag trigger that I probably shouldn't have went, but it was only 6 miles from my house. No problem. So I left the bar, and the only part of leaving the bar I remember is getting in my Jeep. That's it. I can't remember anything else. And waking up the next day in jail. It was horrible. I was in there for like 4 days because this was during COVID. So I had to wait on a video judge conference or whatever. When I got in, they automatically thought I was an alcoholic, so they kept me in the booking area because they thought I might suffer DTs, and they wanted to monitor me. So I was, on the little mattress, and I was in there for the whole 4 days. I never got into general public. And I cried most of the time in there. I need some help. I need to change my life. I need to, And when I got out of there, I called a lawyer who I happen to babysit. He's like 20 years younger than me, but I used to babysit. He lived across the street from me, and we know each other very well. I've never had to use him before then, but man, he lit me up. He told me that my dad had passed away at the time, before this. So he told me that my mom was too good of a person for me to be treating her, for me to be putting her through this. I mean, and F words flew out of his mouth. He called me back. It was like 7 o'clock at night, and he called me back. You know, not normal attorney hours or anything, but he knew it was me. Mm-hmm. And so I look back now, and that was such a blessing, because no one had ever said that to me. And if anybody ever did, I probably would have took a lot of offense to it and never spoke to him again. So he suggested that I get into some sort of counseling. You know, the judge favors that, and I look good. Well, I found out it didn't help. Because they kind of have like a chart that they follow, you know. Your first OBI, you get this. Second, this. Third, in 5 years, you get this. So it really didn't matter that I went, although it led me to my 12-step program. Even though it was early in my recovery, I did notice, you know, hey, this might be making my life a little better. I wasn't totally convinced,
right?
But, you know, you see little things that
glimmers of hope,
or somebody might talk about how good their life is, and it's like, I think I could do that. I think I could have that too. You know, I mean, so little things like that started to plant seeds in me and my head, my body, you know, mentally, physically, spiritually, and all like that. And at that point, I was pretty willing to. Mm-hmm. Because I was just, I'm in my 50s. It's like I waited until I was, you know, 48 to decide to do something about it. But you never know. I just wanted to feel better too.
Right. Absolutely. And how have you noticed your, you know, the kind of physical, mental health, emotional health? How do you feel today?
I feel great. I feel great. Now it's not perfect, and every day is a different day. I meditate and I pray every morning to my higher power, and it's just doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. I have learned that just do the right thing. It's wonderful, and now I'm to the point where I go into jails and talk to girls. I go down to West Central and talk to girls. I had 3 sponsees. But I just stay busy. I stay really active in the recovery part of it. I stay active with my family now, who accepts me and even likes me, and they love me now, you know. Mm-hmm. So, but that didn't come easy either. First off, you got to start by loving yourself. And that's probably one of the most difficult things I had to do in the recovery process, was look in that mirror and actually like the person that was looking back at me.
Yeah. So today we're parked outside of the recovery zone, and there's a lot of communities that are not lucky enough to have a recovery zone or a recovery community organization in their area. I think there's 10 in the state of Ohio. And when we think about that, you know, there's 88 counties. So the fact that you guys have this beautiful place here, how has Recovery Zone helped you, and what do you do to be able to give back as well?
Well, I know they open the doors for everybody, anybody. And if you've got an addiction, if you don't have an addiction, if you have mental health, if you just want to go in and have a meal, if you just want to go in and look at the fish, if you just want to go in and be alone. You know, there are so many opportunities to go into this recovery zone that that anybody can feel comfortable there is another thing. And they hold all kinds of meetings, recovery meetings. They hold all kinds of activities for the community. That's mostly why I come, is for the meetings. Mm-hmm. And I can't, that's not really that true. I mean, I pop in, you know, probably once every few weeks, just to even see the people that are in here.
Yeah.
And today we were playing word search games. We were writing it on a whiteboard and trying to figure out what the word is, all scrambled, and there was like 10 of us playing.
Yeah.
Just little things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that community is so important. I mean, and the fact that it's so open and welcoming to all is really spectacular.
You don't have to struggle alone anymore. I may be alone, but I'm never lonely. I've always got somebody that'll pick up that phone on the other end. It may have to be like our founder had to call 11 people, but
Yep. Yep.
somebody will answer that phone if I don't give up.
Yes.
And that's another thing. Don't give up. There's too much in this world that we take for granted. That once you get clean and sober, that you don't, or that you realize is out there. Even if it's just such a thing as a butterfly or a flower, or be grateful. Be grateful. I know you can't see my shirt, but my shirt says attitude for gratitude. And that's something I found. I need to find at least 5 or 6 things every day that I'm grateful for.
Yes.
There's a lot more than that, though. I find like I'm up to 70 before the end of the day, and it's like, wow, it really is a good life.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your very full life to share your experience with us. As I said earlier, you have this sense of peace about you that is, it's really fantastic, and it's infectious. That is, it's good to be around.
Thank you.